Japan's world of spirits is deep, dark, and strange. You've heard of the Kitsune, the shape-shifting fox, maybe the Kappa lurking in rivers, but there are others, stranger ones. Some lick the grime off your bathtub. Others watch you from the holes in your walls. These are yokai, supernatural beings from Japanese folklore, ranging from monsters to ghosts to living objects. Each yokai tells a story, not just about fear, but about how people once lived, what they valued, and what haunted them. Whether rooted in old superstitions or cautionary tales, yokai offer a glimpse into Japan's mysterious, imaginative past. And today, we're diving deep into 5 of the weirdest ones you've probably never heard of. Let's start with something subtle and unsettling. Mokumokuren. The name means many eyes. This yokai lives in sliding paper doors called shoji. If the paper is torn, Mokumokuren might appear as dozens of blinking, watching eyes. It doesn't speak. It doesn't move. It just watches. Imagine waking up at night and seeing your paper door, staring back at you, each eye slowly blinking in unison, as if your every movement is being tracked. In some tales, people go mad from prolonged exposure to these eyes. The sheer, unrelenting sense of being watched disturbs sleep, causes paranoia, and eventually, breakdown. Interestingly, Mokumokuren is believed to be a tsukumogami, an object that gains a spirit after existing for 100 years. It's said that once an object is forgotten or mistreated, its soul awakens. There's one sure way to stop it. Patch the paper, fix the tear, and the eyes disappear. It's that simple. But the lesson is deeper. Tend to your home. Respect what shelters you. Because neglect invites more than dust. It invites spirits. Akaname, the filth licker. This yokai is perhaps one of the most viscerally repulsive, yet deeply symbolic, in Japanese folklore. He's small, red-skinned, with sharp nails and a tongue that can stretch across the floor. His eyes bulge, his movements twitch, and he gives off a sour, moldy stench. He is the embodiment of rot, of laziness left unchecked. Where does he live? In your bathroom, specifically the dirty ones. At night, when no one is around, he sneaks in to lick the grime off your tub, your sink, the tiles, even soap scum, and he loves it. Akaname doesn't hurt people, but his presence is a clear sign of spiritual and physical decay. During the Edo period, homes were considered sacred. Cleanliness wasn't just for health. It was moral, even spiritual. To let a home fall into filth meant inviting disaster, both natural and supernatural. So Akaname became a kind of living warning. Clean your home, or he will come. In modern times, he has become a cult figure, sometimes shown in comics, games, and urban legends. But the core message remains. Neglect leads to infestation, and what you allow to rot may wake up. You hear a ringing in your ears, a strange pressure. The night is quiet, too quiet. That's how Gashadokuro begins. The Gashadokuro is a terrifying yokai, said to be 15 times taller than a human, formed from the bones of those who died in war or famine and were left unburied. These restless dead, forgotten and unmourned, gather into a single monstrous skeleton, driven by rage and hunger. Its name comes from the sound it makes, a rattling gasha gasha of its bones. But you won't always hear it. One of its most terrifying traits is that it can become invisible. It stalks the night unseen. hunting for victims to grab, crush, and consume. What triggers its appearance? Often tales place it in post-war Japan or after mass tragedies. In this way, the Gashadokuro is more than just a monster. It's a symbol of forgotten suffering. It reminds us that unresolved trauma, especially on a mass scale, can return to haunt future generations. In some stories, only a holy person or a powerful charm can drive it away. But in most cases, by the time you hear the ringing in your ears, it's already too late. The Gashadokuro is not just a yokai, it is a warning. Don't let the past fester, because the past remembers. Imagine walking home alone at night. The world is still. Your footsteps echo on a country road. Then, another pair of steps joins yours. You stop. The sound stops. You walk. The sound follows. You are not alone. This is Beto-Beto-san, one of the most unique yokai in that he is completely invisible and entirely passive. He follows travelers on foot, mimicking their movements exactly. But he never reveals himself. To some, he's a nuisance. To others, an eerie protector. Because despite his creepiness, Beto-Beto-san has never harmed anyone. His only desire? To walk beside someone. But if his presence unnerves you, there is a way to make him stop. You must step aside, turn slightly to the side of the road, and say clearly, "Beto-Beto-san, please go ahead." Upon hearing this, the footsteps will continue past you and disappear. This interaction shows something core to Japanese belief: the power of polite acknowledgement. In many traditions, spirits are not evil by nature. They are misunderstood, and often they just want to be seen. Beto-Beto-san is a reminder. Even if you cannot see what follows you, you can still show respect. And now, perhaps the strangest of all, Shirime. The name literally means "but eye." Yes, you heard that right. Shirime appears as a man wearing a traditional kimono. He seems ordinary, even elegant, as he approaches lone travelers on the road to Kyoto. With a gentle voice, he asks, "Excuse me, may I have a moment of your time?" And then, without warning, he turns around, lifts his robe, and there it is. One glowing eyeball, staring at you from the last place you'd ever want to make eye contact. That's it. That's the encounter. He doesn't attack. He doesn't speak further. He simply shows the eye and vanishes. What does Shirime mean? No one knows for sure. Some scholars believe he's a parody of ghost stories, a surreal joke designed to break the tension of the traditional kaiden, ghost tales. Others suggest that he represents the absurdity of fear, how sometimes what we dread most is not the monster in the dark, but the unexpected, the ridiculous. Today, Shirime is a beloved oddity. He appears in manga, in yokai encyclopedias, even in street art. And though his existence is absurd, there is something deeply human in him. The need to be remembered, even if it means shocking people into laughter or fear. Because in a world filled with terrifying spirits, sometimes the most haunting thing is the thing you never expected. 5 yokai. 5 windows into a world where spirits lurk in the mundane, in the cracks of your walls, in the footsteps behind you, in the dirt you forgot to clean, in forgotten bones, and in absurd encounters. Japanese folklore is not just myth, it's reflection. Which of these yokai would you least want to meet? Let us know. And if you want more spirits, legends, and monsters from Japan's shadowed past, stay with us. This is only the beginning.